What if the secret to changing your life isn't being patient, but being dangerous? This is the first of 10 truths that will completely transform your reality. Don't miss the other 9. Subscribe and press the bell icon now so you never miss a lesson that could change everything. Today, I want to share something very special. It's not just one story, but a collection of important ideas. These are principles that I have learned in my own life, principles that completely changed the way I think, the way I see success, and the way I look at the future. If you can truly listen and understand these ideas, and if you begin to use them in your own life, I promise you, things will begin to change for the better. You see, most people struggle sometimes. They fail, and they live with a feeling of regret, a sadness about the past. This often happens because they don't know these simple truths. But today, I want to give them to you. If you follow these principles, I believe your life will transform. You will learn to rise above your struggles, above the negative feelings, and above your own doubts. You will become a powerful person inside. You will be someone who can inspire others and someone who achieves their dreams. So please stay with me until the end of our time together, because this lesson might be one of the most important things you ever hear. Are you ready? Let's begin. Our first principle is a very important one. It is this: don't compare yourself to others. So many people, maybe 95% of people, struggle in life. They often feel like they are failing. And do you know why? It is usually because they are always looking at other people. They are always comparing their life to someone else's life. They look at another person's success and feel bad about their own journey. They see someone who is making more money or driving an expensive car. They see someone with a body that looks perfect, or someone who gets more appreciation and praise. And when they see this, they start to feel that they are not good enough. Right there, in that moment of comparison, they lose their power. But why does this happen? It happens because comparison makes you feel weak. It slowly destroys your confidence. It can make you feel like a failure before you have even really started to try. Let me tell you something very powerful. If someone is more successful than you right now, it's okay. If someone has more money than you, that is also okay. If someone seems to be ahead of you in their life, it's okay. Your time will come. The only real difference between you and them is time. Maybe they started their journey earlier, or maybe they got an opportunity before you did. But that doesn't mean they will always be ahead. If you continue to work hard and stay focused on your own path, you can also reach your goals. So what should you do? The answer is simple, but not always easy. You must stop watching others and start watching yourself. If you want to compare, then compare yourself to the person you were yesterday. Ask yourself, am I improving a little bit? Am I working a little harder today than I did yesterday? Am I learning new things? That is the only competition that truly matters. And here is another important thought. If someone insults you, you do not need to fight back with words. If someone says to you, "I have a Lamborghini. I make millions of dollars," you don't have to feel small. You don't need to feel jealous. You can just smile quietly. Be silent and go back to your work. Your hard work is your real answer. Because one day, maybe after 5 years of quiet, focused work, you will be the one with the life you dreamed of. Other people will talk. They will show off. They will sometimes try to make you feel small, to make themselves feel big. But you don't need to fight with them. The real fight is with yourself. You need to learn to control your own emotions, control your anger, control your pain. And just keep working day by day. The best answer to criticism is always great success. If you stay focused on your own journey, there will be a day when those same people look at you. They will look at your life and ask, "How did this happen?" But you will know. You will know that it happened because you didn't waste your precious time comparing yourself to them. You didn't let their words break your spirit. You just kept moving forward one step at a time. So from today, I want you to make a promise to yourself. Promise that you will not compare yourself to others. You will only compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Now for our second principle. This is an idea that is so powerful, but also very simple. It is the idea that nothing is impossible. So many people fail before they even begin. Do you know why? It's because they believe in one of the biggest lies in the world. The lie is the thought. This is impossible. But let me tell you a secret. There is no such thing as impossible. It is just an illusion, a story that we tell ourselves in our minds. Think about this. For thousands and thousands of years, people believed it was physically impossible for a human to run a mile in under 4 minutes. Scientists, doctors, and the best athletes all agreed. They said it could never be done. Then, in the year 1954, one man changed everything. His name was Roger Bannister. He did not listen to the world. He didn't care what the experts said. He trained his body, of course, but more importantly, he trained his mind. He taught his mind to believe that it was possible. And then, one day, he did it. He ran a mile in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. And do you know what happened next? Just a few months later, other athletes also started running a mile in under 4 minutes. Why? What changed? Suddenly they believed it was possible. The wall in their minds was broken. The lesson here is very clear. As long as no one has done something, the world often says it is impossible. But the moment one person does it, suddenly it becomes possible for everyone. So the question for you is this: will you be the person who proves the world wrong? When someone tells you, "This is impossible," you have 2 choices. You can believe them and stay small, or you can ignore them and make history. Which one will you choose? Remember this. People said that flying was impossible until the Wright brothers invented the airplane. People said that talking to someone across the world was impossible until the telephone was invented. People said that landing on the moon was impossible until astronauts stood on its surface. The only limits that truly exist are the ones you accept in your own mind. So from this day forward, whenever you hear someone say, "This is impossible," I want you to tell yourself a different story. Tell yourself, "Nothing is impossible. I just have to be the first one to do it." This brings us to our third principle. This one is about time. So many of us live our entire lives saying, "I will start tomorrow." We say, "I'll do it later," or "I need to wait for the right time." But I want to ask you something. What is the right time? The truth is, there is no perfect time. The right time is now. In life, you always have 2 options. One option is passion. This means you work for your dreams. The other option is distraction. This means you waste your time, and later you feel regret. If you don't have a clear target in your life, your first job is to find your passion. And if you already know what you want, your job is to start working for it today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Think about this. Your illness can wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning with pain, but your dreams can't wake you up. How many people do you know who are old now, and they look back and say, "I wish I had followed my dreams." They say, "I wish I had worked a little harder," or "I wish I hadn't listened to what other people said." The time you are waiting for will pass. The time you use to do something important will also pass. And when that time is gone, do you know what will be left? Regret. The regret of not giving a better life to your parents. The regret of not giving a good education to your children. The regret of not becoming the person you could have been. When a doctor has an emergency, a patient who needs help right now, does the doctor wait? No. That is how you need to see your life. It is an emergency in a good way. Every second that you waste is a second you will never get back. You have so much capability, so much potential deep inside of you. But capability is nothing if you don't use it. It's like having a beautiful car, but never driving it. So from today, make a promise to yourself. Say, I will not wait for the right time. I will not make excuses. I will start now, because this moment is the only time I truly have. Principle number 4 is perhaps the simplest of all. If someone were to ask me, John, what is the secret of success? I would have only 2 words for them. Don't stop. That's it. That is the whole formula for achieving great things. Whatever you are doing, wherever you are in your life, no matter how hard things get, just don't stop. Are you feeling tired? That's okay. Take a little rest, but then don't stop. Are you hungry? Eat some food, but don't stop. Are you feeling sleepy? Sleep for a while, but promise yourself you will not stop moving forward. Because the moment you stop completely, the moment you give up, that is the moment you lose. Success is not really about talent. It's not about how intelligent you are. It's not about luck. Success is about persistence. It's about continuing when others quit. The people who succeed in life are not always the smartest people. They are not always the most talented. They are simply the ones who never stopped walking. So let me ask you a question. How many times have you started something new and then given up? How many times have you said to yourself, this is just too hard, and walked away? How many times have you seen other people succeed and thought, maybe I should just quit? This is the place where most people fail. They start something new, and they are full of excitement. They have so much energy and motivation. But when things get difficult, when success doesn't come quickly, when they don't see immediate results, they stop. And in that moment, they lose everything they worked for. Do you know how close you might be to your own success? You might be just one step away. But if you stop now, you will never know. Think about a miner who is digging for gold. He digs and digs day after day, but he finds nothing. The ground is hard and dry. His hands are bleeding. He is so tired. And then one day he says, that's it. I give up. But what he doesn't know is that if he had just dug 1 more meter into the earth, he would have found the gold. Most people quit when they are just 1 step away from their own gold. Look at time. See how much time has already passed in your life. Years have gone by. You have seen good times and bad times, and whether you succeed or not, time will continue to pass. The clock will keep ticking. But the important question is this: what will you do with the time that is left? If you stop now, if you give up, if you say, I am done, then 5 years from now, you will probably be in the same place with the same feelings of regret. But if you keep walking, if you keep pushing forward, if you refuse to stop, your time will come. The people who laugh at you today, the people who doubt you, the ones who think you will never make it, they will be the ones clapping for you tomorrow. You just have to keep walking. And don't think in a small way. Think big. Small thinking creates small lives. If you want to achieve something truly great, you have to allow yourself to dream big dreams. So promise yourself, no matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, you will never ever stop. Success is waiting for you. And the only thing you have to do is just keep going. Our next principle, number 5, is about being brave. It's about taking risks. You see, life is already full of risks. We cannot avoid them even if we want to. Every single day, you are taking small risks. When you cross a busy road, that is a risk. When you trust another person, you are taking a risk. Even when you eat food, it is a small risk because who really knows what's inside? But here is the truth. If you are already taking these small risks every day, then why not take a risk for your dreams? Why are you so afraid? Do you know what the biggest risk in life is? The biggest risk of all is not taking any risks. Because if you never take a risk, you will never grow. You will never achieve anything great. You will always stay exactly where you are today. Some people live their entire lives afraid to take a risk. And do you know what happens to them? Nothing. Nothing happens. They stay in the same job that they hate. They stay in the same city that they don't really like. They stay in the same situation, the same routine, the same cycle, all because they are afraid to take a chance. But let me tell you something. Problems will come and go no matter what you do. Life will always have problems. But if you are strong enough, if your mind is strong enough, you will always find solutions. Most people cry about their problems. They sit and complain. They say, I have financial problems, or I have relationship problems, or I have health problems. They cry all day thinking that crying will somehow change their situation. But here is the real truth. Complaining will never change your life. If you have problems, you must stand up and face them. No successful person ever got to where they are without taking risks. Steve Jobs took a big risk when he started Apple in his family's garage. Elon Musk took a huge risk when he put all of his money into his company Tesla, and he almost lost everything. J.K. Rowling took a risk when she kept writing her Harry Potter book, even after 12 different publishers rejected her and said no. And today, the entire world knows their names. Do you know why? It's because they were not afraid to take a risk. And here is a very important part. Taking a risk does not mean acting without thinking. It's not about being foolish. Taking a risk means believing in yourself even when no one else does. So I ask you, what is stopping you from taking a risk for your dream? What is stopping you from starting your own business? What is stopping you from following your passion? Is it fear? Are you afraid of failure? Are you afraid of what other people will say? Let me tell you, the people who might laugh at you today will be silent tomorrow. But that will only happen if you take the risk. If you want to achieve something big in your life, you have to step outside of your comfort zone. You have to go to the place that feels a little scary. Because nothing great ever happens inside your comfort zone. And remember this, if you take a risk and you fail, you will learn a valuable lesson. If you take a risk and you succeed, you will win. But if you never take a risk, you will only regret it forever. So what will you choose to do? Will you sit in fear, or will you take the risk? Your future is waiting for you. And the only way to reach it is to be brave. Take the risk and never look back. Now I want you to listen very closely to this next part. This is principle number 6. Your mind can be your biggest enemy, or it can be your greatest friend, your most wonderful power. It all depends on one thing: how you control it. Most people in this world are slaves to their own minds. Their mind tells them, you can't do it, and they believe it. Their mind says you are too weak, and they accept it. Their mind whispers, you will fail, and so they give up. That is why so many people never achieve their dreams. But you are not weak. You only think you are weak because your mind has become weak, and your weak mind is controlling your strong body. The moment you decide to take control of your mind, you will take control of your entire life. Let me give you an example. Imagine a beautiful wild horse running free in a field. The horse is strong, powerful, and fast. But if no one controls it, if there is no rider, the horse will run anywhere. It might run into trees or fall down. It will never reach a specific destination. But if a skilled rider sits on that same horse, controls it, and directs it down a path, that same wild horse can become a champion. Your mind is that horse. If you don't control it, it will take you to places you don't want to go to, failure to laziness, to sadness, to depression. But if you learn to control your mind, if you become the rider, you can guide yourself to success, to power, to confidence, and to an unstoppable life. So let me ask you a question. Who is in control? Is it you, or is it your mind? When your mind says, "I'm too tired to work," you must tell it, "Shut up. We are going to work anyway." When your mind says, "I don't feel like waking up early today," you tell it, "Shut up. We are waking up anyway." When your mind says, "I can't do this," you must answer, "Shut up and watch me do it." If you want to be a successful person, you need to stop listening to your weak thoughts. A successful person does not do what they feel like doing. A successful person does what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. So from today, decide to be the master of your mind. Because if you can control your mind, you can control anything. Principle number 7 can be a hard one for many people to learn, but it is very important for a happy and strong life. Let me tell you about one of the biggest mistakes that we can make in our lives. We expect too much from other people, and that is why we are so often disappointed, hurt, betrayed, or frustrated. You expect your friends to always support you, but sometimes they don't. You expect your family to understand your dreams, but sometimes they don't. You expect people to give you respect, but sometimes they don't. And then what happens? You feel sad. You might cry. You might feel like giving up. And why? It's because you were depending on someone else for your own happiness and strength. But listen to me closely. If you want to be truly powerful in your own life, you must learn to never expect anything from anyone. I often say this: no one is coming to save you. No one is coming on a white horse to make your life better. No one is coming to make you rich. This is your life, and only you have the power to change it. Do you know why successful people are different? It's because they don't wait for anyone. They don't wait for motivation to arrive. They create their own motivation. They don't wait for someone to help them. They figure things out themselves. They don't wait for other people to believe in them. They believe in themselves even when no one else does. If you keep expecting other people to support you, you will always be in a weak position, because when they don't support you, you will stop. But if you say to yourself, "I don't need anyone's permission or approval. I will make it on my own," then no one can ever stop you. If someone supports you, that's great. But if they don't, that's even better, because now you have a chance to prove them wrong with your success. So from this day forward, stop expecting. Just work. Just focus on your path. Just move forward step by step. And one day, the very same people who ignored you will come to you and say, "I always believed in you." But by that time, their opinion won't even matter to you because you will have found your strength within yourself. Okay, our 8th principle. The word I will use for this principle might sound a little strange at first. The principle is become dangerous. Now please listen carefully. When I say dangerous, I do not mean that you should become violent. I do not mean that you should hurt people or do bad things. Not at all. When I say become dangerous, I mean you should become so powerful on the inside, so confident, so unstoppable, that people would be afraid to underestimate you. They would know not to treat you badly. Let me tell you something about the world. Weak people are often ignored. No one really listens to a weak person. People do not respect a weak person. No one follows a weak person. But a strong person. A strong person changes everything. When a strong person walks into a room, people can feel their presence. A strong person doesn't have to beg for respect. They command it with their character. A strong person doesn't wait for opportunities to appear. They create their own opportunities. And you have the power to become that person. But to do that, you need to stop being so soft with yourself. Some of you are too emotional. If someone says something bad to you, you cry. If someone doesn't support you, you lose all your confidence. If someone insults you, you feel like giving up. But the world doesn't care about your tears. Life is not always fair. People are not always fair. But you have to become stronger than your problems. You need to become the kind of person who doesn't break easily. A person who is not so affected by the words of others. A person who doesn't care what negative people say. People should look at you and think to themselves, no matter what we do, this person never stops. This person is unbreakable. Because when you become that person, you become truly powerful. And when you become powerful, everything in your life begins to change. You will achieve more. You will succeed faster. You will become the person that other people admire and look up to. So from today, stop being so soft. Stop being weak with yourself. Stop breaking down over small things. Become so strong, so focused, and so determined that nothing and no one can shake you. Powerful people rule their own worlds, and you were born to be powerful. Now we come to principle number 9. This idea is connected to our last one. It is about the difference between being strong and being unstoppable. Many people think that strength is the most important key to success. But strength by itself is not always enough. There is something even more powerful than just being strong. It is being unstoppable. A strong person can lift heavy weights. A strong person can work hard for many hours. A strong person can fight through difficult times. But even strength has a limit. Even strong people get tired. Even strong people sometimes fall. But an unstoppable person is different. They don't stop for anything. If they get tired, they rest for a moment, and then they keep moving. If they fall down, they stand up again. If they fail, they try again and again and again. Nothing can break their spirit. Nothing can truly stop them. They just continue to move forward no matter what happens. Let me tell you about a man named Thomas Edison. He failed 10,000 times while he was trying to create the electric light bulb. Think about that for a moment. 10,000 times. Most people give up after one failure. Some very determined people might try again maybe 2 or 3 times. But 10,000. Do you know what he said when a person asked him how he felt after failing so many times? He said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That was his mindset. And that is why today, when you turn on a light in your room, you are using his invention. If he had given up, the world might have been a much darker place for a much longer time. Now think about your own life. Maybe you have failed at something. Maybe people have laughed at you. Maybe you have tried and failed 10 times, or 20 times, or even 100 times. But ask yourself this question. Have you really failed as much as Edison? Probably not. So why are you thinking about stopping? If your dream is a big dream, then your patience must be even bigger. There will be obstacles. There will be pain. There will be moments of failure. But if you decide to be unstoppable, none of those things will matter in the end. So from today, don't just try to be strong. Decide to be unstoppable. And now our final principle. Number 10. This one can sound a little hard, a little difficult to hear at first, but it is true, and understanding this truth can change everything for you. The world respects results, not efforts. This world does not really care how hard you try. It only cares about one thing, what you achieve, what you produce. People often say, I worked so hard, but nobody appreciates me. And of course they don't, because your effort is invisible to others. Only your results are visible. Think about it like this. If a student studies for 12 hours every day, but still fails the final exam, does the teacher give them a reward? No. Because the world only respects the student who passes. If a boxer trains hard every single day, but then loses the big fight, does he get the championship belt? No. Because the world only respects the one who wins. This may sound harsh, but it is the truth. And if you can understand this and accept it, your life will change. Right now, some of you are working very hard. Some of you are trying your best. Some of you are struggling every day. But you must ask yourself this honest question: where are the results? If there are no results, you need to change something. Maybe you need to change your strategy. Maybe you need to learn some new skills. Maybe you need to learn how to work smarter, not just harder. Because in the end, your effort alone will not make you successful. Only results will bring success. So don't just work hard. Work in a way that produces results. Because once you have results, the same people who ignored your efforts will start respecting your achievements. So we have talked about 10 principles, and now I have one final message for you. A final story to think about. I want you to think about becoming the person you once admired. Think back to when you were a child. There was probably someone you admired, someone you looked up to. Maybe it was a superhero from a movie. Maybe it was a famous person. Or maybe it was your father, your mother, a teacher, or an older person in your life. When you saw them, you thought to yourself, one day I want to be like them. But then life happened. You grew up. People told you to be realistic. Society made you feel small. Your dreams started to feel distant and began to fade. But listen to me. That child is still inside you. That child is still waiting. That child is still hoping. That child still believes that one day you will become the amazing person you once admired. Are you going to kill that child's dream? Are you going to tell that child, I'm sorry I gave up? Or are you going to stand up, fight for your dream, and become the person you were always meant to be? The truth is, you have that power inside you right now. The person you admired was not a god. They were a human being just like you. The only difference is that they made a choice. They chose to become great. Now it is your turn. Be someone that your younger self would be proud of. Be someone that your future self will look back and thank. Be someone that other people look at and say, this person didn't just live their life, they changed the game. You have heard everything. You have learned everything. Now there is only one thing left to do. You must take action. Motivation is useless if you don't act on it. Knowledge is useless if you don't use it. Dreams are useless if you don't chase them. So stop waiting. Stop doubting yourself. Stop making excuses. This is your life. This is your moment. This is your time. Go out there, prove them wrong, and become legendary. Thank you for listening.